Ab, wel world, wam fescadus, adawam like Amen. Best my ab, well world, wam fescadus, adawam like Amen. Best my ab, well world, wam fescadus, adawam like Amen. Good morning and happy new year to everybody. So hope everyone, if you're out celebrating last night or whatever observance you do for New Year, hope you had a good one. Just to put it out there, Ethiopian New Year is the 11th of September. So they have different celebrations, but many people also observe these New Years. You know, if we're living in the West, etc. You know, I'm not Ethiopian, so I grew up celebrating New Year at this time, so it's still part of our cultural tradition, if you like. But yeah, we're lucky because we get two Christmases and two New Years. We get Christmas on the 25th of December and 7th of January, and then we also have New Year, you know, as in like now, and also the 11th of September. So yeah, gotta, you know, put God at the center of it, but gotta give thanks and have joy whenever we can make joy, and spend time with the family and loved ones and spread the love. So yeah, it's all good, all good. But we go on a journey with that as well, because sometimes we're like, you know, yeah, burn out Christmas and burn out Babylon New Year and these kind of things. But actually, do you know what I mean? Take the joy from life. That's what I'm kind of learning and still learning, and take the joy from life where you can, and and not try to be too over serious about every single aspect. But I'm going on that journey myself as well. So give thanks for the teachings every day and the learning from others around you as well, you know. So on with the reading, chapter 5 of Leviticus. Oh, my daughter's calling. I'll take that and then I'll be back. Give thanks. Right, so spoke to my daughter. So on with the reading. Leviticus 5, give thanks. If anyone sins in that he hears a public adjuration to testify, he being a witness, whether he has seen or known, if he doesn't report it, then he shall bear his iniquity. Or if anyone touches any unclean thing, whether it is the carcass of an unclean animal, or the carcass of unclean livestock, or the carcass of unclean creeping things, and it is hidden from him, and he is unclean, then he shall be guilty. Or if he touches the uncleanliness of man, whatever his uncleanliness is, with which he is unclean, or it is hidden from him, when he knows of it, he shall be guilty. Or if anyone swears rashly with his lips to do evil or to do good, whatever it is that a man might utter rashly with an oath, which is hidden from him, when he knows of it, then he will be guilty of one of these. It shall be, when he is guilty of one of these, he shall confess that in which he has sinned, and he shall bring his trespass offering to Yahweh for his sin which he has sinned, a female from the flock, a lamb or a goat for a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement for him concerning his sin. If he can afford a lamb, then he shall bring his trespass offering for that in which he has sinned, 2 turtle doves and 2 young pigeons to Yahweh, one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. He shall bring them to the priest, who shall first offer the one which is for the sin offering. He shall wring off its head from its neck, but shall not sever it completely. He shall sprinkle some of the blood of the sin offering on the side of the altar, and the rest of the blood shall be drained out at the base of the altar. It is a sin offering. He shall offer the second for a burnt offering, according to the ordinance, and the priest shall make atonement for him concerning his sin which he hath sinned, and he shall be forgiven. But if he cannot afford 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, then he shall bring as his offering for that which he has sinned 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a sin offering. He shall put no oil in it, and he shall not put any frankincense on it, for it is a sin offering. And he shall bring it to the priest, and the priest shall take his handful of it as the memorial proportion, and burn it on the altar, on the offering of Yahweh made by fire. It is a sin offering. The priest shall make atonement for him concerning his sin, that he has sinned in any of these things, and he will be forgiven. And the rest shall be the priest's, as the meal offering. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, if anyone commits a trespass and sins unwittingly regarding Yahweh's holy things, then he shall bring his trespass offering to Yahweh, a ram without defect from the flock, according to your estimation, in silver by shekels, according to the shekels of the sanctuary, for a trespass offering. He shall make restitution for that which he has done wrong regarding the holy thing, and he shall add fifth part to it, and give it to the priest, and the priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering, and he will be forgiven. If anyone sins, doing any of the things which Yahweh has commanded not to be done, though he didn't know it, he is still guilty, and shall bear his iniquity. He shall bring a ram without defect from a flock, according to your estimation, for a trespass offering, to the priest, and the priest shall make atonement for him concerning the thing in which he has sinned, and didn't know it, and he will be forgiven. If a trespass offering, and it is a trespass offering, he is certainly guilty before Yahweh. For these few words I give thanks, blessed love. So again, quite a technical chapter, detailing different forms of sins and the sacrifices and what needs to be done to kind of atone for those sins. One is about, if the first one was about if anyone, excuse me, hears anything or sees anything that is a trespass against someone else. So basically, if you see someone breaking the law, um, if you see another or hear of another sin against another person and you don't declare it and speak up about it, then you have sinned as well. And I think that's a really interesting one, because it kind of speaks to that collective kind of justice, being accountable, not letting other people suffer, and you turning a blind eye to it. So it's about, yeah, how do we as a community uphold each other and uphold the laws and seeing right by other people. So I think that's a very kind of, yeah, pointed and an interesting one. You know, don't, if you turn a blind eye, that you are just as guilty as the sin as the person who committed the crime. So yeah, then there's other ones about touching unclean things, touching unclean, animals, and also dead bodies, etc. And there's a whole thing there. Um, so yeah, I think I spoke yesterday quite a bit about sin and kind of some controversial natures of sin. I think, other areas where the idea of sin is controversial to people that are kind of critical of religion. People like Karl Marx called religion the opium of the people, and see how different structures such as sins trying to control people and trying to, make people subservient and submissive and these kind of things. And we know through slavery these were enacted. Do you know what I mean? You have to do what the massa tells you, um, because the massa is the representative of God or God's people, and you will be rewarded in heaven. We know that these terrorist strategies were used against African people during enslavement. We do know that. We know how the Bible was enacted to be used as an oppressive tool for us. We do know that. But that's not, I would say, to discredit what was there in the essence and before it was then used by the European colonialists and racists to turn it on us as a people. And it's actually about getting into the source of that before it was corrupted by white supremacy, to actually say, okay, these are the core teachings that were laid down, and to see through how it was used against us. And I think that's why some people, particularly in Rasta, say, oh yeah, burn the Bible, don't deal with the Bible, don't deal with Christianity. And that's across Pan-Africanism as well, not just in Rasta. But I think, I guess the journey I've been on, and I've been there to a certain extent as well, on that journey and on that kind of on that kind of agenda. But I think where I've got to now of my own personal journey is actually seeing, actually enslavement was not the totality of this experience of these teachings, and actually they did their job with tainting these words and exploiting these words, but it's getting what was happening before enslavement. And with the Ethiopian tradition, the Ethiopian Bible is 1,200 years and more plus older than the King James version. Do you know what I mean? We've got an ancient tradition, and it's about reclaiming that ancient tradition, not taking it from the colonizers. It's about reclaiming what was ours, rightfully ours, in the first place. So, yeah, I will leave it there. I didn't really expect the conversation, but these conversations go wherever they want to go when the spirit kind of moves to explore the thoughts in the way that they want to go, and I just keep pulling the thread and seeing where they end up, really. So yeah, but I will leave it there on this, because actually I don't know how long this is going to be, because there was a break obviously in between. But blessed love, have a blessed day, this New Year's Day, and however you observe and whatever you do, have a safe one, and may all the year and all the years, and all the days and all the hours and all the breaths be a blessed one with God at the center. So give thanks, blessed love, and yeah, more tomorrow. Give thanks, God willing.